So we're gonna have a dish sesh and I'm going to share with you how things are going for me and the insights that I am gaining into marketing and book publishing and how to make it as an author in 2025. There are gonna be some hard truths in this video, and so I brought snackies. So advertising is not going very well for They Stay. I'm pretty ashamed and upset to admit this, but it's really hard to get traction with that book. This book over here. I love this book. I wrote this book when I was 19. I started writing it. I wrote it when I was in college. I absolutely adore it. It won the grand prize at the 2023 Writer's Digest Self-Published Book Awards, which is super cool. Like, I won $10,000 and got this, I got my trip paid for to go to this conference. And they gave me a big award, and it was just really cool. And I had a lot of agents and industry professionals tell me that it's a very impressive, prestigious thing. And it felt really good, and I'm very proud of it. And I know it's a good book also because of that. I've gotten recognition for it, and I've gotten other people who have told me that it's a good book. But it's not a marketable book for today's social media environment. It doesn't do well on TikTok. I've tried to market it on TikTok, but I've never gotten any kind of traction from TikTok for They Stay. I've really tried Facebook ads, but they're so hard. I'm gonna try Amazon ads. That's my next thing for this book. I just redid all the branding because I was worried that maybe it's a branding problem. And I think that has definitely helped, but it hasn't changed things as dramatically as I was hoping right out of the gate. I only just finished this a month ago, so I might need to give it some more time. Maybe it will be different with Amazon ads. And I'm not washing my hands of it or anything. I love the series. I love the books. I love the characters. I want to get it to more readers. I spent 4 years on that series. I love those books. I don't want to give up on them. I know that they will reach readers at some point, but they are not the kind of marketing hooky type books that start to really get traction on things like TikTok and organic advertising. The new book that I just wrote, the one about the ghost hunters that hunt the ghosts of famous serial killers, is blowing They Stay out of the water in terms of interest. I've had videos get 60,000 views, 55,000 views, 25,000 views, 60,000 views on TikTok, all about just sharing the premise of this book. And I had 500 people want to beta read it when I just opened beta reader signups on TikTok. Totally free advertising, tons and tons and tons of interest. I got 500 people's emails that are going onto my mailing list and greatly growing my mailing list, which is fantastic. And I am so excited about it. I would be lying if there wasn't a part of me that feels like I should have ended They Stay after book 3, after they return, not written the last 2 books in the series, and jumped to a slightly more profitable project earlier on. My aim with They Stay was to make it a longer series so that I'd have more of a hope of earning my ads money back, which is the right strategy and a good strategy. But I do feel like I might have had some missed opportunities there if I jumped into, if I decided to jump into a new project earlier, even though I love the last 2 books in the series. The last one in particular is my second favorite out of all of them. I just love it. But even though I feel that way, I also recognize that if I hadn't written They Stay, I would not be the writer that I am today, and I wouldn't have the writing chops needed in order to pull off this ghost serial killers idea. Because it's a real thing that sometimes you have a really great idea for a book, but your writing chops can't support it. And so the book flops because you don't have the writing to be able to carry out your idea. And I really love this idea, and I do feel like I'm at a skill level now that I can execute it the way that I wanted to, and my entire vision has come to life, and I'm very excited about that. And I don't think that would have been the case years ago. In the past 4 years, I've learned so much about why people read, what they're looking for, what I like to read as a reader, how to keep people engaged in scenes, how a narrative has to flow, how characters have to grow. I go back and I read They Stay, and while I love that book, my inner editing brain can't handle it anymore because I'm I wouldn't write that scene. I would change that about this. I think that this is slow. I think this is wordy. I can't go back and reread it because I just want to edit it and totally change it. I'm oh, the voice isn't sharp here. Oh, the writing's not that immersive here. I'm not getting enough of a feeling for who this character is here. And when I compare it to the writing that I'm doing now, and also, the writing in book 5 too, because writing in book 5 is a lot closer to what I'm doing now than book 1, It's a huge difference, which is good and how it should be. So I don't regret the years that I spent writing this series at all, but this experience is really reinforcing to me why it is so important to always have your sights set on your next project and to keep yourself moving forward instead of rewriting the same book over and over and over again for a long period of time. I've always been pretty open on this channel that my goal with every book I publish is to make it better than the one that I published before. I'm not aiming for perfection. I'm aiming to make every book that I publish a bit better. Because I'm not aiming to publish the perfect book, this means that I always have my sights set on the next one, and it means that I'm able to write more books. And because I write more, I get more ideas, I have more forward momentum, and it leads me to more opportunities than I would otherwise have. Instead of me deciding, oh, I don't want to publish They Stay, I don't think it's absolutely perfect, so I'm just going to write it over and over and over again. If I did that in 2021 and I was only publishing They Stay now, maybe it would be marginally better. Maybe also it wouldn't be hooky enough to do well in today's marketing landscape. A lot of things could change. Big trends could open up now that weren't there when I first started writing They Stay. The book could still maybe not perform very well, and I would have spent so much more time writing it because I kept my momentum moving forward and always working on the next project and trying to get books out as fast as possible and at the highest caliber I was able to produce. I was able to publish 5 books in that series. I wrote another book last year. I wrote this book this year. I'm already deep into another draft one that I started last week. I just started flying through that this week. And every book that I'm writing is getting better and is giving me a deeper understanding of what works and what doesn't, and how to adjust my process in order to more optimize it to be successful in today's landscape. So because I've been thinking about that a lot lately, I wanted to hop on here and make this video because I've seen people in the comments of my videos being like, I've been working on the same book for 10 years. I've always wanted to be a writer, but I just can't seem to get this book exactly right. And while I applaud you, and I've been that person, I had a book that I started writing in high school that I couldn't let go of. I could never really finish. I still wrote it for my senior thesis in college because I came back to it and I was like, I'm gonna nail this. And I still don't feel good enough to publish it. And that was years and years and years of my life trying to get that one story written that, yes, did teach me stuff, but I could have learned those things working on other stories with plots that just might have worked better and might have been more commercial and might have allowed me to reach more readers with a more hooky premise. I think it's really important, and it's hard because it's hard to turn a critical eye onto yourself, but it's important to know when to let go of certain projects. Because the person who works on improving their writing by writing one manuscript and one story after another might improve their skills and also have 4 different fleshed out manuscripts under their belt compared to one person who is rewriting the same idea over and over and over again, trying to get it to work and not being able to get it to work. Also may have improved skills, but only one product to show for it that might not be something that is marketable. I write commercial fiction. I love writing. Writing is my favorite thing in the world. I also want to turn it into a business that allows me to reach readers and to be able to live off of that money and be compensated for me doing this work that I love. So that is where I'm coming at this from, and a lot of people might not be coming at it from that perspective, so if this does not resonate with you, then totally ignore everything I just said. But I like to just come up and make little videos on this channel sharing things I've been thinking about in case they also resonate with you. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed that one. It was a short little one. If you have a second, I'd be super grateful if you could like it and also subscribe to my channel. My name is Claire Fraze, and I'm an award-winning author who makes videos sharing actionable writing tips that helped me make my own writing better. I'm the author of the paranormal thriller They Stay series, so if you would like to help a girl out and go check out my books, I'd be super, super grateful. Did any of that resonate with you, or am I just crazy? I feel like it's gotta be a balance. I learned so much by writing all 5 of those books. I would have learned those things had I ended it after book 3 and started a new series. However, I still love books 4 and 5. However, I would also probably have loved other books that I came up with the ideas for 2 years ago when I was beginning writing book 4. I just think forward momentum is such an important thing. Like to always be looking forward and moving forward instead of spiraling back down into a project that already exists. It's why I'm not going to go back and I'm not going to rewrite They Stay. I'm not going to go back and I'm not going to rewrite the one that I wrote for senior year, my thesis senior year. I am going to keep my sights set forward and continue with this mindset of making every single book better than the last. I hope you have a good week, everyone. And as always, happy writing.